What is a power of attorney? Hi, I'm Dan Covington. I'm an estate planning attorney. I help people with their estate plans get their affairs in order. So, power of attorney, what is that? What does it really do? Why should it be important? So, first let's talk about what a power of attorney provides. In a power of attorney document, you appoint someone to act on your behalf for a great number of areas. While most people use the term power of attorney for someone that they name, the appointed person is actually your attorney in fact. This trusted person can deal on your behalf with a number of business or financial areas once appointed, often medical also. Some of the variety of areas they can handle for you are banking, credit union business, utility accounts, taxes and insurance, lawsuits, settlements, real estate, lease management, sales, post office business, goods or service contracts, just about most any number of things you can imagine, except some of the main prohibited areas for them to handle are your estate plan. Your attorney in fact can't do that for you. Now the above list isn't exhaustive. It only shows some of the variety. And also if you grant a medical power of attorney, you can authorize your attorney in fact to make medical treatment decisions, access records, give or withhold consents, be your HIPAA personal representative. So let's now talk about why is a power of attorney important. As an adult, if you are absent, unconscious, impaired, no one may have inherent legal authority to act on your behalf. If you doubt this, think about this situation. Try contracting with a company or a bank on behalf of someone else, even your spouse. They're not likely to recognize your authority without the person's signature or without you being appointed. They're going to want some kind of writing to show this authority. So here's where this authority really becomes effective, efficient, and sometimes even vital. Perhaps you've heard stories of people who have either been in some kind of accident, no doubt dementia or Alzheimer's finds too many of us in our family. If someone reaches the point where they no longer have legal capacity, it's unfortunately too late for them to appoint an attorney in fact. They can't sign this document. They can't select someone to act on their behalf for financial and medical decisions and simply make this written legal appointment. It's just not an option anymore. So how does someone get authority if there's no power of attorney document signed? What's the alternative if you get to a place where you need someone to act on your behalf and you haven't signed this document? Without the power of attorney, this may be an adult for whom no one has authority to act now. To get business, financial, medical authority, even a spouse is going to need to go to court now. In Kansas, one would file what are called Guardianship and Conservator proceedings. They give notice to close family, seek to be appointed by the court. I don't mean to make it sound simple because it's not all that simple. It's a little cumbersome. They seek appointment as a guardian. This is the role that cares for the person and the medical needs of their loved one. And they seek appointment as conservator. This is one who cares for the assets and financial needs for the loved one. First, the court has to determine that the loved one is an adult with an impairment, simply to find that there's a need and that someone should be appointed. Then the court must weigh whether the petitioner is a fit person to act in this capacity. If those findings are both positive on each of the questions, the petitioner may be appointed. A court order then memorializes their authority, and they may need to submit plans for acting in both these roles. Then they will likely have to file reports with the court every year for both the guardian and conservator roles. Now let that sink in a bit. Let's say you're acting for your spouse who could no longer act on their behalf. You have to submit a plan to the court how you're going to take care of them, both medically and financially. Then every year you submit a report that says how their health was the prior year, and you submit a full accounting saying here's everything that happened with their finances that prior year, every bit of income that came in, every bit of expense that you made on their behalf. cumbersome, and frankly, I think for me it would feel like an invasion of privacy, right? It's part of some due diligence of the court to know someone's not being taken advantage of, but it becomes a cumbersome and invasive thing. So again, what's a power of attorney document? It's a document that appoints someone you trust to act on your behalf. Simply put, this signed document can save you and your family a lot of trouble. Surely signing it is much, much less daunting than going through court for an appointment. The power of attorney can save your family weeks and expenses seeking to have someone granted to act on your behalf. Outside of that, it can just be it can be a handy thing sometimes if someone's just absent and they need help with an issue. I hope this has been helpful. I'm Dan Covington. You can always find me at Estate Plan Kansas.